Also, some research, and this is some of the weaker research, but it's worth mentioning, some research has been done where participants are given the drink to drink, okay? Now, a good research study, what it's meant to do is it's meant to put the participants through at least 2 sessions. One session, they'll drink that drink, you know, a carbohydrate drink, and then in the other session, they'll drink what we call a placebo, okay? So a drink that looks and tastes and smells and feels the same as the carbohydrate drink, but doesn't have any carbohydrate in it, so in no way can it improve your performance. All right? The idea is that the subjects, the participants, don't know which drink they're taking. They don't know which one they're on. But a lot of the research has not done that very well. So there's quite a lot of studies out there that have found the benefit of carbohydrate drinks. But when the participants have been using the carbohydrate drink, they have known that they've been on the carbohydrate drink. So of course, if someone knows or believes they're being given something that's going to benefit their performance, chances are they're going to perform better. It's the placebo effect. Okay? You think this is going to improve your performance, therefore your performance improves. So of course that's a flaw, that's a problem, okay? Because we can't trust those results, because it could be just a psychological effect of knowing that you're taking something that is supposed to improve your performance. So that's another problem as well. But one of the very biggest problems, and it's the last one I'll mention, is that a lot of these studies that have been done, what they wanted to do is they wanted to make sure that every time their participants came into the lab to do the tests, that they had a similar energy level in their body, okay? Because that can affect the results of tests into supplements like this. So they wanted the researchers, or they wanted the participants to have similar energy levels. So instead of telling them to eat the same thing each time, you know, for 24 hours before they came into the lab for every session that they did, what they did was they fasted the participants. So basically from like 9 o'clock the night before they came into the lab, they weren't allowed to eat anything. Okay, so they came into the lab at 9 o'clock the next morning. They had fasted for 12 hours. They had nothing to eat. Okay, so they'd taken no energy into their body. What we know is that when you go to bed at night, by the time you wake up in the morning, the amount of carbohydrate in your liver has halved. Okay, your body's used half your liver carbohydrate stores before you wake up in the morning. And your muscle glycogen stores are going to go down as well. So essentially what these researchers did was they starved the participants. Okay? They got them into the lab. They came to the lab with low natural carbohydrate stores. They gave the people a source of carbohydrate to drink while exercising, and surprise, surprise, it improved their performance. That's because they were essentially hungry before they started. They had very little in the way of energy stores before they started. Is that realistic? Okay, if you're taking part in a sport or a race or whatever it may be, are you going to starve yourself for 12 hours before you start the race? No, you're not. Okay, so it's totally unrealistic. And it's set up in a way to find a benefit of the drink. You starve someone of something, you then give them that thing, and then they perform better when they're given it. Well, of course they will. Okay, there's no real doubt about that. So some of the research, and a lot of the research, has got some problems, okay, and it's got some issues that need to be thought of. That's some of the methodological problems of doing research. What's also interesting is where the research has actually come from. Okay, it's been published. There are some big organisations out there that sort of run the sports drink industry, if you like. Okay, it's a multi-billion-pound industry. You've got GlaxoSmithKline who own Lucozade Sport. Okay, you've got Gatorade, who are a massive organisation and company who obviously produce Gatorade. You've got the Lucozade Sport Science Academy, which generates millions of pounds for research funding and things like that. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the research that's been done to support these carbohydrate supplements has been directly funded by those organisations. Okay. Now again, I'm not making accusations in any way, shape, or form. I'm just stating what is the case. So the people that make the sports drinks have paid for the research to investigate the sports drinks. So of course, what you've got there is a big potential conflict of interest. Okay. A lot of the researchers who have carried out the research into these sports drinks work for these companies. Okay, they have large financial links with Gatorade, with Lucozade Sport, with GlaxoSmithKline, etc. So they're taking money, they're working for these companies and they're testing their products. Again, big conflict of interest. And also, a lot of the journals that this research is published in, a lot of these journals have financial links with the sports drinks industry. Okay? So if I asked the question earlier on, why are there hardly any studies published that show no effect of sports drinks? There's a possible link there. Okay? Essentially, the money for the researchers themselves, and the journals that the research is published in all have links with companies that sell sports drinks. Now, I'm not making accusations. I have no evidence to do that. I have no desire to do that. That is just the case. That is a fact. So there's a bit of a messy conflict of interest, which you need to be aware of if you're trying to get a handle on a particular topic.